What's up, everybody? I don't know if anybody's on right now because we are about 14 minutes late. We had some technical difficulties, so we're gonna find out how many people are on. My little counter is showing one. We got one. We got one. Hang on here. I'll check my. We got a special guest tonight. It's not even a special guest, but let's see. Okay, we are live. It's not even a special guest. Oh, let me turn this thing. Okay, get rid of that. And okay, get rid of that. Oh, how come I get this thing over here? I gotta and hang on. Sorry guys, I gotta get rid of this. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, let me just check it out. Hi, Carol. Hi, everybody. Oh, Patsy's on. Sorry we're late. Um, how you guys doing? Aloha Monday. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I promise you. We're gonna wait a little while. Stay storming in Koloa, Amy. Oh my gosh, it's not storming here in Wailua. It's actually really nice. But again, apologize for being late. We had some technical issues. Of course, it happens. But we got a long time friend that's going to be joining us tonight. That person is it's a Lihui Raiders shirt, Jeff. It's a Lihui Raider. Oops, sorry. Lihui Raiders. It's not the Oakland. As you can see by the red color, it's Lihui. What's up, Essie, all the way from Florida? So this is what we're going to do. The first person that can guess what's up, Pops, all the way from Seattle, Washington. The first person that can guess who our guest is tonight will get a nice Starbucks gift card from me. So whoever guess whoever the first one to is your special guest, Charlie Iona. Anne Marie, you are the first one to guess Charlie Iona. But if it was Charlie wouldn't be a special guest, right? He's a co-host, so it wouldn't be. Everybody's saying Governor Green. No, it's not Governor Green, Pops. It's not Governor Green. Rhonda Morris, nope. But Konishiki, that's a very good guess. But Mayor Kawakami, not a good guess. I got some good guess. Harry Kim, Rhonda. Wow, Rhonda, jeez. Let me see. We haven't seen Charlie in ages. Well, I tell you what. Let's bring Uncle Charlie on. How's that, guys?
Hey, can everybody hear me okay out there? Can you
I
hear me?
can I can hear you. Can you hear me, Charles?
I can hear you loud and clear. Aloha,
Uh,
everyone. How's everybody doing right now? Oh, we got all the beautiful villagers. Yes, 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 yes. I see them. I apologize, Mel, because folks, I've been away for so long, and are you folks can somebody just let me know if you can hear me or not because we're doing this a little different tonight. I'm actually on my phone because I can't get the volume to do its thing, so I couldn't hear anything. But I love you folks. Thank you for the welcome. You got a beautiful welcoming community there, brother Mel.
well, I was debating whether or not I should spoil them and say you was gonna be on, but then I don't know if Facebook could handle the wave the I don't think they have the wavelength or whatever the hell you call it.
Right,
But
right.
so Anne Marie, you win. So Anne Marie, send me your. Don't send it publicly, but you can. My new guest is Kai Kahele. No, Anne, you won. So send me your email in my messenger, in the Facebook Messenger, and I will get you off your gift card. It's perfect. We can do it through email, and then you can go and get your thing. So congratulations, Anne. That was brilliant. That was pretty quick. That was that. I mean, before I could finish the sentence, she already had. I think maybe she knew, Charlie. Did you tell her that you were coming on?
No, I didn't. but I think it was through mental tilapia,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody saw, how you doing, folks? It's back.
Oh my God. Uh, look, they're still guessing. Some people are still guessing. Janelle is missing Uncle's snacks.
Yeah, oh, I
Oh,
mean, yes, yes, yes. We're so good to see all of you. Mel, it's been a long haul. Um, I've heard a lot of good things while I've been gone, and really, folks, this whole show, the Mel and Charlie, actually is the brainchild of Mel, and I joined in, as you know, when my brother went through his battles with COVID, and he passed away. We decided to get the message out. Well, lo and behold, 2 years later, going on 3 years pretty
three,
soon.
3 years.
Um, I'm at the beautiful Lihui Airport, and I start to take on things. I think, I ask myself, am I doing the right thing? So now I'm actually um, overseeing 8 of the airports right now, eight airfields, and possibly two more. And I don't know why I'm subjecting myself to this punishment, but I figured, keep yourself busy. Now, as you know, Mel, there's a lot of things we can do to keep ourselves busy, like going to a football game or going fishing. I choose to work.
I get that same problem, Charles, and I ask myself why. Why we should be enjoying life already. We should be, we're on the back nine, and we should be,
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
be cruising and enjoying, like you say, going to football games. And no, we're still working, plugging away. But I think for us, and I think for many of us, well, for many people, we work because we have to work. But there's this reward of when you're in a job that helps people. I think there's some rewards that go far beyond money. That it's just the ability to know that what you're doing is making a difference. So
Oh, thank you. It's one of those things. Today I went to a special luncheon, and I was laid. I had my orchid lay on, and it's funny. When I stand at the curbside to help the curbside people, they got a tough job by asking people to please gather your things because there's others waiting in line, right? And we want everybody to be safe down the airport. So when I see the lines getting backed up, I do not hesitate. I'll jump in and help out the crowd. I mean, help out the workers there. But I had a lay on, and I noticed that people didn't push back like they normally would. They said, "Boy, here's this Hawaiian telling me I gotta move my car," but he greeted me with aloha. He had a lay on, and I think that I am going to do that often now. Yes, Cynthia. Like no more dust sneakers. Well, the sneakers is right here.
still get the Snickers, man. It's still.
Still
It,
the sneakers.
Charlie, I think the lay had something to do with it, but I also think possibly the 6'3" or whatever how tall you are, and that large frame of yours. I think that has something to do with it too. Um,
Well, I love everyone that comes to the airport, travelers and residents, because we try to do the best. I always say this to everyone, even the workers down there. Hey, we are. Ooh, you one up on me with that mango. Huh?
This is
There
a
you
this is a Raposa mango from my yard. This one is probably about three pounds, 3.5 pounds. My tree is full. So anyway, sorry to interrupt, but Patsy just came
go.
and brought them in. This is just about this thing is
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, sorry
And
about that, but I had to come back from the snicker.
I look at all these visitors, and I tell the local folks, a lot of you folks, I get it. You wish there was a way to turn the tourists away. The bottom line is you can't. We have open borders. So why don't we put our best foot forward and just be good people, right? They're gonna come and visit, just like if we go to California to visit Disneyland. You know, there's always good people around us, and we got to do that. And I'm just telling people, no be nuha, just no be nuha. Just they come in here to visit. Just let them, just show them a good time, and they eventually they'll leave us, but at least they know that they came to Kauai and they were given the best treatment possible, and that's all I'm about. And in my years in the police department, I wasn't always a friendly guy, but through the years, I think I became better, and I'm still working on it. And so I just try my best. I just try my best.
Well, that's all we can do, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
all we all treasure our wherever, whether you're on Oahu, Hawaii
Hmm.
Island, or Maui or wherever. I mean, we at times we get inundated. We feel inundated, and we feel like many of our resources are being crowded, and like Charlie said, it is what it is, and we make the best of it. And you know, I just some of these look at Tyson. It's not a real mango. It's a plastic one. Looks like a bowling ball. I got my mango picker, Jade. I did. Somebody stole my mango picker. I had to go down to Home Depot yesterday. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, and had to get one. Mel on the left and Charlie on the right. Yeah, glad you guys tell us apart. Hey, you know what? Let's dispel a rumor right now. There was a lot of people that thought we had a falling out, Charles. They thought that like that something had happened, and yeah, Charlie got busy. Um, Mel got busy, and I'm just happy that you're back, Charlie. I'm happy that you're back on tonight. I miss this. I miss this part of it, and I think the villagers miss it as well. And we're hoping
Yes.
that you guys enjoy. I have no idea what we're going to talk about tonight. I think there's a lot of things to talk about, but I just wanted to say happy to have you back on, man. It's cool. It's
Well,
fun.
thank
It's fun.
thank you. I'm going to let people know. We went to your inauguration, and I swore I told myself I'm gonna compose. I'm gonna compose. And then as soon as I put that Miley on you and I gave you one big hug, I started to cry only because I heard your speech. For those of you that didn't have the opportunity to go to that inauguration, you hear your to hear your council chair uh, speaking of me. It's no longer about I. It brought a lot. It brought a lot to me of how much you've changed and how you're getting the people um, are you getting the people engaged and to see you. I was just overwhelmed. And folks, I tell you, it's not often that I cry, but Mel has filled that void. Is my brother. I got older brothers, but they're not here with me. And he's the next best thing. Let me tell you. And I am so proud of him. I think the people of Kauai will be well served now that he's back on the council. And I just think overall things. I've never felt this positive before, but I really feel good. I really feel good because I think what I heard that day from both you and the mayor is that collaboration to take Kauai forward and to help the community. I mean, I heard that loud and clear. And so that is what I am really looking forward to. Really looking forward.
Well, thank you, Charlie. And that is the hope. That is the plan. That's the objective. you know, one of our shows months and months ago, somebody asked, "Is everything okay?" I think somebody even asked if we had a falling out, and I gave the background of how we met and how we became brothers. Truly, and that they would be brothers for life, and that there would never be an incident or anything that would change that. And the fact that uh, you know life gets in the way sometimes. Regardless of what we're doing, and we gotta take care of life and take care of business. And you talk about being on a council, being the chair. I'm telling you, I'm happy. But like you're taking on a very huge responsibility at the airports across the state. Uh, I mean, I didn't realize we had that many airfields, but as I start to think, yeah, there are. Likewise, I'm feeling this stress now because everyone that I'm seeing is like, "Oh, we're so happy you're back, Mel. You're where you belong, and we're counting on you." It's almost like now the stress and anxiety is on because you know the expectation is that I'm going to do miracles, and I think anyone that's involved with government or politics know that it's not one person. It's one person cannot do it all. I mean, it takes that collaboration. It takes that on the council we need 4 votes to get anything done. So it's not just one person. I think we'll bring a different style to the council that has been, and I don't say this to disrespect anybody or the past council. I'm just a different kind of guy. And I my thing is that we really need to involve the community in whatever we do. In every aspect of government, we need to make sure that the public is informed. And we go back to the purpose of this show, right? Inform and educate. We got to make sure that we understand what the public is feeling before we make decisions that's going to impact generations to come. So I am excited to get started and looking forward to it. But I just wanted to clear up that rumor. Um, and I know Charlie was super busy, so I'll be honest. I kept tagging him in the thing, and but I knew that I can only imagine the stresses and the responsibility that you have covering all the airports. So again, I just appreciate you being here tonight.
Well, thank you, my brother. And like I said, folks, there's Mel and I go back a long way. And if you think about it, back then, his career in the police department sort of depended on, at the time, what I felt, what my observations were, right, back then. And I said, guys, and I remember telling your police chief back then, I think it was uh, Kel Fujita, right? It was a
Yeah.
police at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And, they said, so because I was actually assigned to join a doctor to come in just because it was just a natural, it's Mother Nature does her things, but, how's the well-being of our officers? And I told them they're doing fine. I mean, sure, we get devastation all around, but hey, they're thick-skinned, but they're using their heads. They're fine. And I said it then, and I'll say it again. And at the time, Mel, I really didn't know that if I said the wrong thing, what it could do to somebody's career. I didn't know. It's just that I was looking at it, and I was putting myself in that position. I can say that if I did hear something that was alarming, then I would say. But all I heard was, "You folks are working round the clock. You folks are tired." And always said, myself and Dr. Sword,
Mm-hmm.
I, I said, give these guys a relief. You gotta give these guys a relief so they can get a break. And he did. And he did. And that was the whole magic to this whole thing. And so, folks, that's how far back Mel and I go. Because I just came back. Remember, I told you I just flew in from. I was assigned down in Hurricane Andrew down in Homestead, Florida, to work with personnel down there, and I saw Hurricane Iniki unfolding in the EOC at the old Pan Am ramp in Miami, Florida. We saw the thing moving in. and they gave us the green light to say, you guys jump on a plane, go back to Hawaii, go and help, your brothers and sisters there. And so that's what we did. We jumped on because we could have done more, but when you see your own home turf getting threatened by this huge, huge cell, I mean, you just want to come back and do whatever you can, right?
Yeah, and I'm very
So,
thankful that you had that background in law enforcement that you could. I mean, I think we all was struggling, and I know this may come as a surprise to all of you in the village, but I'm a kind of unorthodox guy. So, um, when we had to go in front this psychiatrist, I don't lie. I told him my feelings. I was not happy with the way things was going. I wasn't happy with the way the cops were being treated. I wasn't happy that the administration at the time was having shrimp scampi while we were trying to find food for our guys. So yeah, I told off the mayor. Yeah, I told off her managing director, or whatever the hell his title was. I told off a lot of people because I was pissed off. But that doesn't mean I was crazy. It just means that, I was upset about how cops were being treated and that we were working around the clock. And I'm not saying this to get sympathy. I'm just saying there was an opportunity, uh, or there could have been if Charlie didn't have the background that he had in law enforcement and what officers go through. I mean, it was a hurricane. A lot of people say it was just a hurricane. Yeah, it was a hurricane, but many of our homes got destroyed, including mine. I had a baby. My wife was, trying to take care of a baby with a heart issue that needed a refrigerator for the medication. There was so many things going on. We didn't realize that we were getting impacted the way we were because we just trained like machines. You go out and make sure everybody's safe. And it would have been very easy for that doctor and if not for you to say, "Hey, that guy is not stable. He shouldn't be working." But I think Charlie, you because again because of your understanding, because you were
mhm.
there, you done it. You were able to convince them that. I mean, I think we'd lose half the force if you let it solely in the hands of a psychiatrist. So I am not crazy. I'm not nuts. I am normal. It was just a really bad time,
Yep.
and I will say Dr. Sword helped us all, and yourself, Charlie, with techniques and making us understand why we were feeling a certain way. So, you know, don't ever want to go through that again. But I learned a hell of a lot through that process. And you speaking of tourists, my responsibility was I was the shelter manager for the Kauai Community College with 2,400 tourists from the Poipu area. So by the end of that, I forget how many days I was there. I didn't like tourists at all. Um, they all they wanted to do was fly out. Yeah, the airport was closed, roads were closed, but they thought yeah, it was horrible. But I learned a lot, and I just think, man, if not for Charlie and that understanding, I think a lot of us may have lost our jobs. So thank you for that.
No, it was my pleasure. And, I always share the story because when I got deployed, I remember, and, before I got married, I was married before. Unfortunately, my wife passed away from cancer. But I remember going, and she and my youngest son, and I said, "No worry, Daddy gonna be okay. You just take your mommy." The older boy was already boarding at Lahaina Luna, and the brother in the middle was living at home, but he had severe asthma. And I remember telling them, "Okay, go get some guys that gonna come watch you." Now this is on Maui. I said, "Daddy gotta go do something." I tell the wife, "I gotta go do this, but I'll be back. But I'm gonna get some people over here that will keep an eye on you folks." And lo and behold, these individuals were hardened criminals that I had arrested, but that I had befriended when they got released. And I had told them, "Hey, I really need your help. I'm gonna go to Florida and work, and when I come back, you know, then I'll see if I not knowing that I'm gonna be redirected to Kauai." And so, a lot of people say, some of these guys they deserve to be locked up. Well, I beg to differ, because when you give them a chance, and they stayed for a month, they came to my house in Kahului, every day to check on my kids and my wife at that time. And I'm so grateful because I wasn't there. I was I was deployed away from home. And it all worked out. It all worked out.
It's bizarre how, now as I'm getting older and I look back and, one of the things that, and I talked about that, let me see if I can find this thing here. You guys may have seen the little thing coming soon. Feed Your Mind is going to be my podcast. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on the podcast is, you know, talking to people around the country, sharing stories about, ups and downs, second chances, and why it's important for us to make sure we give people second chances. Our society has come such a, and not everybody, but when you watch the news and it's like everyone is always looking, not everyone, I take that back, but a large segment of people are out looking for reasons to be mad, looking for reasons just to be angry and find fault in people, and it's really becoming annoying. But when we, especially here in Hawaii, where we should be, aloha is not just a word. It's not just it means more than just hello and goodbye.
Mm.
Aloha is a way of life. It's a characteristic. Yeah, it's a culture, and we're losing that. And I'm hoping that with the podcast we can learn and hear from people throughout the country and share different stories and cultures and hopefully touch people and maybe make people look at things differently. And I'm hoping that we can make that happen, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll start going out in January.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited, because Charlie, as you said earlier, I think a lot of people don't know I had the Facebook Live with Mel Raposo for a long time before COVID. And I think it's like over 5 years now. I was looking at my YouTube thing. They send you the annual or the year end report, and there's like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of hours of viewers. Um, and when COVID hit, we decided that we wanted to share. Is Mel and Charlie gone? No, Mel and Charlie is not gone, Liz. No, this is just going to be a side gig. It's going to be a weekly show only. It's just going to be a weekly thing. So yeah, no, it's not going to impact the Mel and Charlie show. um, what the heck was I saying now? Oh, so Charlie, you mentioned because your brother and no one knew what the heck was going on with COVID, and now uh, we decided let's go inform and educate. We didn't think it was going to last that long. We thought we didn't think COVID was going to last that long. Remember, everyone didn't know what the heck was going to go on, but how long could a virus go? I mean, that's kind of what everybody was thinking. And then, of course, all the information that was coming from all angles. So we said, hey, let's go put them out there and invite some guests and talk story. And we did. And we had a lot of people come on the show. And, we went through the peaks and valleys of COVID. And then, COVID is still there. But I was just talking to Patsy that, California, uh, Texas, some of these states now are really seeing the surges and the spikes, and not just with COVID, but with RSV, and the hospitals are being packed. It's happening here in Hawaii as well. My good friends went to take their entire family. It was a lot of people went to Disneyland, and unfortunately, Grandpa, Grandma, and Grandma's sister all came down with COVID um, while in California. California's in LA. It's very bad. And we still got to be cognizant. We still got to be aware that COVID isn't gone. And we got to be careful and we got to be smart. And that, I think a lot of people have kind of written it off and just said, hey, you know what? If I get it, I get it. But we got to remember if you may be able to survive COVID, but the one that you pass it on to may not. And I think we just got to be aware that it hasn't gone away and it's going to be around for a while.
I think what the turn of events has happened, and I know it gives that appearance that everything is so nonchalant right now. But I think what it was is it made us realize that number one, you get vaccinated. In fact, I just took one more booster. But I gotta tell you, folks, this one was sore, and I was down for 2 weeks. And lucky I never take my flu shot on top of that. But man, my arm felt like one rhinoceros and wacko. But I was so sore, and I was sort of like in a catatonic state, lying down. I was like, oh man, I wish this thing is over. But being a former heart patient, have undergone open heart surgery, you have to take all the precautionary measures, and that's what I did. And I think what it did is, every so often I'll catch myself at the airport not wearing a mask, but I go by the gallon loads of the hand sanitizers, and I just use it religiously. But I know that if for those who maybe have had the initial booster and it's expired, and your levels aren't as high as it should be, I would suggest you go and get it. Just go and get the bivalent, right? The bivalent from Moderna. Go and get it, and just take that extra precautionary measure, because get some of these people coming through the airport. Get plenty good-hearted people, and get some people just no more class. They're coughing all over the damn place. That's okay. You like take a broomstick, and like back in the elementary school when you make too much noise in a class. You want to crack on the call and tell them, hey, cough against the wall or something. But people just got to be careful, and I see numbers rising again, unfortunately, and we just got to be more protective of ourselves. If you love your families too, just think of it. If you love your family, then you probably do it for them. And if not for yourself, do it for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand.
Hmm.
Because Charlie, that's one of the things we never did on the show was the mandates. We never pushed any, we had our opinions, we had our beliefs, but we never pushed for no mandates or lockdowns. And I supported what our mayor did early on, and I think that helped our numbers quite a bit. But at the end of the day, it's our individual choice to choose what you want to do.
Right.
But when you look at the big picture, and when you see the amount of our kupuna that are still getting sick, still dying, folks, we don't pay attention as much because it's not, the media doesn't pick it up anymore. But it's still happening, and we gotta be careful. And if you're going into large groups, you're going indoors. To me, the mask is not a major inconvenience um, to save someone's life. And we live right next door to my mother-in-law. She's 86 years old. That's my biggest fear. That we would pass it on to her. And knock on wood, Patsy and I and my mother-in-law still have not that we know of anyway, have caught COVID. And I think that's not by accident. I think we're careful. We try to be. And but yet I find myself sometimes, Charlie, realizing, oh my God, I ain't put my mask on, and I've just been lucky so far. So it's just be smart in anything you
Hmm.
do, right? Anything you do, you just be smart.
I did want to share a little mahalo too, and I did a Facebook post, but um, on Saturday, Stephanie and I came back from Honolulu after being there for an entire week. And let me tell you, folks, being one Honolulu boy, born and raised in Kalihi, I can see why now I call Kauai my home. The damn traffic.
Oh,
These guys, yeah, how close they are to you. I'm driving, and I'm like, Grandpa Charlie, traffic whizzing by 50 miles an hour down Alamana Boulevard. I doing my 30. I don't care. Hey, drive yourself into a wall. I don't care. I just don't like get hurt. You know what I mean? I don't like be on cause of an accident. And I put an outside lane, but these people just no give a hoot how they drive down there. So we came back to Kauai, and um, my wife, she rightfully so, she criticized my hairdo because um, what I did is I figured, I'll go try something. I see everybody doing them. You buy the kit that thing come with the blade so you can cut certain depth, right? Well, I thought it would look good for the weeks that I haven't cut my own hair, only to find out that when I go look behind, I had a big rat bite. And I said, no wonder everybody looking at me like, hey, you poor thing.
I
So,
don't think those shavers or whatever you want to razors or whatever the heck you call them
right.
was meant for you do them yourself. You probably should have anti-staph at least the back.
Well,
uh,
well, this way, I know for a fact you cannot shave your own head if your arm is only 1 foot long. Because
but it's looking good right now, Charlie. I never see you for a long
no,
time. Actually, I saw you at inauguration, but you looking like you look younger. You get the glow. You look like you lost weight. You looking handsome, my man.
well, everything is about wanting to live long for, I want to see my granddaughters walk down the aisle. I want to see my grandchildren happy. And I want to wake up every day next to my beautiful wife. I don't want anything cut short. I'll have to say I'm selfish about that. So I'm doing everything possible to live a good life. And
Yeah.
so what I was saying is, she said, let's go cut your hair. So we go to Macy's because she has someone that she sees there. She goes, you do it. You go cut your hair. Well, I kind of felt like, my wife was after me, even though I had cut my hair. She goes, no, it looks good, but, you just need a little bit tweaking here. So basically, she'll say, you get rat bite all over, go even it out. So we go into Jamba Juice. And so when you order, you got to wait, right? And just so happened, there was the high school kids from Waimea High School, canoe paddlers. Now, I put this in a post because these kids on from the west side, so much aloha. The two boys actually stood up and said, Auntie, please have a seat. And Steph, she goes, no, 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 boys. You see, they go, no, Auntie, we already get our drinks coming, our beverages coming. You go sit down. And they were actually telling her, please, please, Auntie, have a seat. And I thought that was so cute again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said, wow, these kids, their parents, and so I gave a shout out to the parents. I said, man, you raised some really good kids for them to just, without even being prodded to do something like that, they just did them on their own. And I was tickled pink. And I gave my mahalos to them in Facebook. Tell them, thank you very much.
That's the upbringing, right? That's directly from the upbringing that their families did it right. You know what is really disgusting is now if I'm somewhere and there's seats and the young ones, even not even the really young ones, even some of them are, hey uncle, you like sit down. You can have my seat. It's like, brah, not that old yet. I can still stand up. I'm all right. I'm all good, man. But as you were saying, when you start realizing that I say we're on the back nine, right? Because when you start looking and seeing your friends passing away at young ages, and you really gotta start thinking about on the rest of this golf course. We're on the back nine. We better really focus on ourselves and our families and making sure that we try to be around as long as we can.
Yep. Hmm.
Which means, sometimes for some of us, like me, lifestyle changes, getting and moving around and not eating as many Snickers or whatever the hell you eating. I don't know. Charlie, I'm going to have to send you one of these mangoes. Um, Look at this, my hand. Look, that thing it's massive, massive.
But Mel, who called Ono the sneakers is?
I put my mango against that Snickers any day of the week. Any day of the week. Tyson. He says he's subliminally telling Tyson that I want to go golf because I keep talking about the back nine. I haven't golfed in a long time. I've been getting these invitations for golf tournaments, And Charlie, when I did golf, and I wasn't very good. Actually, I wasn't good at all. But I would go for support the charities, and I remember when it was like $75 per person, four-man scramble, $300 a team. I getting these invitations now, and it's like $900 a team, $1,200 a team. Like, what the heck? I understand it's a charity, but you understand, Charlie, for me to golf, it's not it's a workout. It takes me about 3 weeks to recover after a 18 hole round of golf. My body is just not built like that anymore. I'm out of shape. So I'm not going to spend $900 or 225 or whatever it is per golfer to go out there and suffer for 3 weeks. I mean, no, I'm not going
Well,
to do that.
look at it this way. People don't realize nowadays to go help in a charity, you actually got to go make on loan.
Yes. And that's not counting all the balls. I gotta go buy a couple boxes of balls because that's what I'm gonna lose. It's so I
You
gotta I gotta get back out there.
The worst guys to play golf with is the ones that when they graduated with a 1.5 average, and they was terrible in math. You notice that? But for some reason they go ego. I said, brother, you had 9 strokes, not ego. I said, you wasn't that good in math. You just making up your own numbers, huh? And talking about that, I'm gonna tell you this funny story. I'm gonna rent a car. So when they give you the rent a car, they tell you, okay, sir, can you take a picture of the gauge? And I'm gonna put down. So the thing was between a half and a quarter, right? So I count the lines on that whole gauge. It 8 lines. So 1/4 is 2/8, then the 3/8, then 4/8 is 1/2, right?
Right.
So I see the line. The line is between a half and a quarter. So that's 3/8, right?
Yes.
They aloha go type in the system. Okay, when you bring them back, you just bring them back because you stay at 5/8. I know Auntie never do good in math. She never studied fractions.
Yeah. If you don't return the car and they gotta put the gas, they charge you like $150 a gallon just to fill up that car. Boy, I tell you, it's nuts. It's crazy. So, Charlie,
And
what you doing for the holidays? What are you doing for Christmas? What is are you guys gonna be out at the Waimea Town Lights
yeah,
Parade on
yeah.
on
I invite everyone on the 17th.
yes.
Saturday, Waimea Town Christmas Parade. We have this year, I just looked and we have over 200 floats. No, we do not. I don't know. I think maybe about 30 or 40. Because if it was 200 floats, we got to start 9 that morning. Okay. But no, it's about 30. And because one thing special about the Waimea Christmas Parade is when the parade is done, all those families, right, like the Ayaos, the Malamas, who Tom Nizo, and the people from Pakala, when they're done, they do one second parade and they start going through the neighborhoods for those that, the older folks that didn't have a ride down to the main street to Waimea Town. And they play music, Christmas music, and have fun. So everybody is looking forward to that this year.
I
And
am. The Ayaos still have the last float in the parade, Charlie. Is that's been a tradition?
I think so. I
They
think
and everybody waits for that because their theme changes every year, and it's just
yeah,
amazing. I the Lihui Lights on Rice parade is a fabulous parade, and that was just last week. I don't remember seeing that many people out for a parade in on Rice Street since I've participated in that parade, which is 20 over 20 years. I am so looking forward to the Waimea Lights Parade because that one's special. That one's different. That one is, the West Side community is just a different breed, and it is truly a community event. and I'm excited. And so those of you guys that want to go down there, you make sure you guys go down early, get inside, and they close the road. So I think they close the road at 5. So make sure you guys plan for that. And don't get pissed off if you guys get there and the road is closed. So make sure you guys plan for it. But it is something that is just amazing.
If
And
you can get there early, I would encourage everybody park at the newly named the formerly known as Russian Fort, because when the last flow turns up, they're gonna have to clear the roadway, right?
mhm,
But if you start to walk towards the fort, you can grab your car and then head out if you need to leave.
yeah,
That's what I would suggest. But can I give a plug to this year's D2 champions, the Waimea Menahunis, Waimea High School?
absolutely.
Yeah, because they're gonna be they're gonna be like the unofficial marshals walking in that parade, and we wanna, it's been a while since Big Blue did it, and I am so proud of the kids, Mel. I mean, I'm sure that when Kapa'a won the other year, when did Kauai High win last? Do you remember when they won?
The state
Uh,
championship?
yeah, yeah.
I don't think they've ever. I don't think they've ever won. I think.
Oh, well, I'm sure down the line, it's gonna come. It comes in cycles, right? Last year was
Yeah, I mean, Waimea, way back. In fact, when Ross Kagawa was on the football team,
mhm,
they won. Back then, they had like an outer island championship, and they beat Waianae right there at Vidina Stadium, if I remember correctly.
mhm.
But since they started the state championship program, why that's Waimea's first championship. Kapaa had their first championship 2 years ago. Well, last year. Yeah, so Kauai is the only one left, and we'll see. My son was lucky enough while playing for Kauai High School. We made it to the show. We could never win. Back then Iolani was D2, and they dominated the Division Two, and it was very difficult to beat Iolani. But now they're back up at D1, and it's Kauai High has. They have a lot of work to do, but like we saw, anything is possible in football, and we'll see.
Well, again, this goes out to anyone that's interested. We welcome you. We want you to, first of all, be safe when you come out, when you drive out. So there'll be a lot of people on the road. Um, roads will close, I think, 4:30, 5 o'clock. 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then as the lights go down, then the show begins. And it's also good to see the creativity by those who engage in making their floats, right? Whether it's technical with lights, like normally every year, before when I first moved to Kauai, Yao family had generators, lights, the whole works going. And so, it will be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be even greater. But you said something that was so true about the kids nowadays in sports. You try to mentor them, you try to bring them up as best as you can, right? What I saw from our kids, and I say our because Waimea, yeah, it's from the west side, but it represented to me the whole island of Kauai in high school football. To see these kids after every good hit help the opposing team up off that turf. It went on throughout the entire game. And despite that little scuttlebutt they had later on in the game, the composure that these kids had, and even to walk and shake hands to the opposing team after that scuttlebutt, is simply amazing. Simply amazing.
Yeah.
And hats off to the coaching staff, to the parents, and especially to the kids. They love the sport, but I'm pretty sure they were told by the coaches, hey, we celebrate when the game is over. So that's why I made on comment, UH. I love UH. But you make one touchdown and you jumping up and down with the number one side, brother. the game ain't power yet. Wait, and sure enough, they lose at the end. So it's all that flashy. I mean, these kids they did minor celebrations, get back to the huddle, right? They make a
Yeah.
touchdown, run to the ref, give them the ball. They did everything that as one parent or a grown observer would see that they want to see in our kids, even when they're at the college level, you know, even at
Yeah.
the college. But, what I saw from these kids, UH, they could take a lesson or two from them. Lesson
Well,
or two.
yeah. I mean, I think you hit it on the head. UH was celebrating like they were, in a top a ranked team. And don't get me wrong, I support the UH. I support Timmy Chang and this is a huge task in front of him. He inherited this team, he inherited a lot of the the problems, and lost a lot of good players. But now he's in. It's his team now, and now he gets to recruit, and we're going to see what he's made of. But you're right, Charlie. It's like why you celebrate. That's cool, but don't act like you all that when you're struggling just to win a game. Well, I mean, was always just so humble. I was at the airport when they came in, and I interviewed a few of them. I did a live from the airport, and I interviewed a few of them. These kids were so humble. They were so mellow, even off camera. I had expected a few of them. I mean, I would have been pretty loud if I just had win the state championship. But even off camera, these guys were just like mature and so thankful for the community that showed up. And it's just a class act. That's a direct reflection of the coach, Kylie Linoz. I mean, and from what I understand, he's a very. I think it's just two coaches on the staff, and what I was told, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but Tyson can help me. That he calls all the plays, and the ability for one coach to be able to do that in that level of football is hard. It's hard to do, and so hats off to Coach Kylie and his staff, and again the parents and everybody that's part of that team, the community that helped them for decades, really. And yeah, well deserved. And I cannot wait to see them in the parade. I really cannot.
Well, if I was a coach and I had a winning season, you can be rest assured that every water container would be crazy glued. The lid would be crazy glued down because I will not let any kid throw cold water on me or whatever.
Yeah, that was classic when they
Down
got
the-
Kylie. Uh, Hang on here, Charlie. I don't know again, Charlie. Are you leaking out the secrets?
What is that?
There will be a Christmas Zumba show after with the uncles. Get your candy canes ready.
I don't know.
Well, I know.
Oh,
I know. That is not true. Straight up.
yeah.
No. If I tried to Zumba right now, I would get hurt. I would be hurt. I would be hurt. Valen Villa was the assistant coach. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name. Valen Villa was the assistant coach with Kylie Linoz. So good job. Good job to those guys. Yeah, I mean Zumba. Oh my God. Um, I went to a Relay for Life many years ago. My mom was still alive, and we went down to Hanapepe Stadium for the Relay for Life. And my mom was there, and she was still pretty strong, and they called up the politicians to go up and do Zumba. I said, I look pretty simple. They had already been doing the Zumba, and I said, it's like looks so low impact.
Wrong.
Wrong. I went up there, and I was starting to get concerned that I was gonna get a heart attack because my heart was beating so hard. Was like I could feel them coming out of my chest,
Yeah.
and it didn't seem like I was working too hard. And this is that was a long time ago, probably 10, 12 years ago. And I will never do that again. because for me it's a health issue. It's really a health issue. But I should probably start. Maybe I should go get some sort of exercise. But
You,
yeah,
you know, when you're going through it, you get it, and it says, "Okay, now live." After a while, you're like, "Shut up,
I
Murray."
know, like three more, two, one. Now the other side, and then like, nah, lady. I thought, when is this thing gonna end? You said dripping sweat already, and this is outside, and and I'm looking, Lord have mercy. You cannot stop because then you look like a quitter. I ain't no quitter, so I pushed myself. And after that, I came off to the side. I told my mom, "Ma, that's crazy. I'm not doing that no more. I'm sorry. I mean, I love you and I love the relay for life, but I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing that. Think of it. Look at her. Look at every time I see the thing pop up in the comment and Tyson's name is on top, I get a little nervous. Think that Zumba party would be a perfect time to use those hot magenta speedos you've been bragging to me about. You see, I should have read that before I put them on the screen. We had Tyson on a couple times, Charlie, and
Yeah,
yeah, the guy dangerous. He
it,
dangerous.
Mr. Unpredictable. That's his name. Mr.
Um, Mel, if you come in this way, tell your council to wear blue. I will definitely let them know. I will definitely. I'm not sure how many of them are going to go out, but we'll definitely let them know. Melissa is screaming. I know, guys. I I was getting concerned because Charlie, his headset wasn't working, and I'm like, we already going past the time. I wonder how many people going to just say, screw this. His special guest was a lie, and blah blah blah, uh, and I'm thinking, what we a lot so much to catch up on, and we got to do this more often, my man. We got to do this more
Like,
often. One of my favorite shows ever, Charlie. I mean, we had so many really good shows, but my favorite show, I think, was the one we went and we did the look at Tyson. Oh God, Tyson. I don't know. I'm not sharing that comment. Uh the one that we did the talking about the old times, about the old restaurants.
mm,
You remember when we talked about the old theaters, the old all the stuff and the statewide, all the different things that we used to have and we don't have. I thought that was really, for me anyway, one of my favorite shows. Just
well,
reminiscing.
I was there was sometimes I would drive into Waikiki and go down instead of going along Alamana Boulevard on Nimitz. I go up to King Street just to take a drive through. And I look where the old Civic Auditorium was. Remember roller derby?
Yep.
And for some reason, I passed that area. You know, I start getting goosebumps and all that because I start remembering the old times. The old times. Um, Before it used to have Lao Yi Chai. Used to be at the Alawai. Remember the big Chinese restaurant right on the corner by the old Moilili Bridge, that area. And I remember growing up in the Alawai. Now it's Pilau the water, but back in the day, they used to have those small 2-person floaters there with the pedal bike,
Oh yeah,
and you
yeah, yeah.
go up and down. And my mom and dad, one time I was sitting on the side watching my mom and dad go floating up and down the Alawai. And I just wish they had those kind of, things because nowadays everything is, today it is, and I get it, these kids, they're anxious, they go pick up their family. My brother is slamming his boombox. And I went, Hoy, I deaf already. You don't need to make me any more deaf. Turn that thing down, please. Oh, sorry, uncle. you know, I get it. I get it. But there's just so many things to remember. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, who wants me to sing?
On Christmas Eve, Melissa is asking for you to sing for us on Christmas Eve. We want to hear your voice for the holiday. Please take your guitar, Uncle. Please. Look at that. How can you say no to that?
Yeah.
Um,
Jack sing at your nose.
I am. We're flying out. We're gonna spend Christmas with the kids in Oregon, and yes, we'll be double masked on the flight. And yes, we're taking my mother-in-law. It's she hasn't seen. I mean, she hasn't gone for a while, and we're going to be very, very, very careful. But we are going to be spending Christmas up with the kids, and weather reports are saying that it's going to be snowing. So my son is wants to start his own podcast as well, and he's a performance coach, so he's got a lot of material. We're gonna. I told him I would for Christmas I would give him the equipment that he needs, and I plan to get it while I'm there, and I would be more than happy to do a Christmas Eve show if Uncle Charlie is willing to pull out that guitar and sing a song. I don't. I mean, I don't. I know it's a 2 hour difference, so it wouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure what we may have to. We may have to flex the time a little bit, but um,
Yeah, we do something. We can sing a song.
not we. You can sing a song, and yeah, stop the we. Stop the we.
For those of you that know Uncle Charlie, the memory might be kind of cloudy, but the tune is there. The words just might be a little different from what you know.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun. That's what
Yeah,
makes it fun. You know, we.
yeah.
I know there were many requests for us to do the "Flatten the Curve" song. I honestly forgot the words already, but
Yeah, it's a difficult song because there are no words. That's what
yeah,
made it
exactly,
difficult.
exactly. So it's just yeah. So I think we I think that because of our singing that song, the curve did flatten. I It's not for any other reason but that song that we sang. And no, we're not doing it tonight. I'm sorry because I don't have my ukulele, and no, we're not doing it tonight. But one day we will. One day.
Well, we were you and I are both up for a Grammy, as in Grammy crackers.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, yeah. I got the invitation to the Slammies. A Slammy, not no Grammy. Yeah, yeah. No, I was thinking about, and I just got home late, so I couldn't. But I wanted to go find the first show we had, and I can't remember. All I know it's a long time ago, and we did hundreds of shows, believe it or not. As I was going through the pictures that I used, the program that I used to do our little slide, I was scrolling through the pictures, and I couldn't believe how many people we've actually had on the show. But I was thinking, wouldn't
yeah,
it be funny to go up and to do the first one and just pop them up tonight at 7 o'clock, and
yeah.
let it play for a little while, and then cut them off, and then have you pop in as a surprise. But unfortunately, I was a little late coming home. I didn't couldn't do it. But there's a lot of stuff that we covered. I mean, all kinds of stuff, and it's gonna be
You
cool.
know, I think and it's thanks to you, Mel. We looked at things not for the sake of popularity, but what could we share that you, the villager, would take to heart and maybe even use it to your advantage. I think that's what it was all about because we're in the midst of COVID, but then we also had a mom and pop operation just trying to survive. So we'd bring them on, and they were telling us the kind of ideas they had and what they were going to try to accomplish. And you look at them; they're still in business today, thanks to their creativity and thanks to really the community for there's something I will share every time I'm pretty sure a lot of you that's watching tonight, you stay at the Ala Moana Hotel. It's the best place. The staff is just amazing. But anyway, I've grown fond of the Valet boys because they're like my sons. And a couple times I went and I pull in and get my friend standing on a curb waiting, and they said, "Hey, brother, how was it today?" Oh, I said, "Hey, how come you give the valet, so much tip and stuff like that? It's not the amount. I'm a firm believer in supporting local business. So whether I decide to give him $50 or $100 to valet park my car, I don't care because I know he can share with the rest of the brotherhood over there working. Because you see those guys hurting, they because in the front, the parking lot is in the back of the hotel.
Yeah.
They got a long place to run, and just seeing them do that, I I have this infinite um, thanks to them for what they do. I support them. I support them. Maids the same way. If the maid, they don't have to do the little stuff like they fold your washcloths, make them look like a swan or whatever. They just do that. And I'm over there and I said, leave them 30, $40. Why not? I'm pretty sure they can buy something for the kids and they work hard. Look how many rooms they gotta do.
Yeah.
So, folks, whatever you do out there, every little bit helps. But just remember, we got local people working in the hospitality industry to make our stay comfortable, why not take care of them? Why not?
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That went quick. That hour went quick. Um, I appreciate you jumping on tonight, Charlie. I hope we can do this more often. And
We will. I promise. I promise that I will call you and say, "Hey, this is what my schedule look like. You got room for me?" I will jump on, and we'll find things, folks, villagers out there. We'll find things that will pique your interest, and you may be surprised. But we'll find things to pique your interest and bring them on, and Mel and I will discuss that. But the thing is, I wanted to come on because I miss my brother. I miss you, Mel. I love you, brother. And I'm so glad you gave me this little opportunity to, talk story with you tonight and to see all the names, the familiar names in the village. Thank you so much for the warm welcoming back to the Mel and Charlie show. I love you all. And I turn it over to my brother for his last words of the evening. Thank you, Mel.
thank you, Charlie. Thank you, man. Feeling is mutual. I see a lot of requests popping up, Dr. Cam. We'll put out the requests. I think we've kind of lost touch with what's going on in the world, and a lot of it is because I think so many people have gone back to their lives, and it's so bizarre when we had the COVID show talking about COVID every night. We had so many of you tuning in live, and then once we started to wean off of COVID, I noticed it's so funny because the trend is still the same. You have this many people watching live, and then when you look the next morning, you see a whole bunch of people that catch them on the replay, and remember we're also on YouTube, and let me put up this one here because I really want you guys to go, and you can check me out on YouTube at Mel Raposo is my channel, and when we start doing the Feed Your Mind podcast, it's going to be the same format. We're going to have a video podcast, and then we'll extract the audio and send them up to Apple and Spotify and all of that. But you guys obviously know my Facebook because you're on it. But I'm also on Twitter and LinkedIn. So yeah, jump over to YouTube and subscribe if you can. We definitely want to put up more content and try to find. I love the Feel Good Fridays. I love that concept. I love focusing or showcasing our local businesses. Like Charlie said, so many of them. You remember when we started, they didn't know what they were going to do. The curbside service, the online ordering, all of these things were not even ideas pre-COVID. And a lot of our small Smileys, for example, right now they don't do a sit-down restaurant. They just do takeouts, and they do extremely well. A lot of places are now doing deliveries. We have the Uber Eats, and we have Door Dashes, and all of these things that now people are. We've created opportunities. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys are out of the workforce because they're working for themselves, and businesses are struggling just to find employees. So there's a lot of issues. Many good things came out of COVID, many bad things, and we just got to focus on helping these local businesses out and supporting them. So Again, Charles, I appreciate you telling to Steph hello, and we love her, and we will be back at some point. I will my schedule is kind of funky right now, so I promise that I will give you guys a heads up before we go live again. But we will go live, and we will be continuing the Facebook Live with Mel and Charlie. I promise you. Okay, guys, you guys take care. Stay safe. God bless. We love you guys.